And welcome back to the locker room. Neil Williams, Michael Voss, Jason Albrus, having a chat with the Tired president, Jack Alford. How are you going, Jack?
Very well, Neil. Thanks for having me on this morning.
That's all right. I think the last time you and I caught up was when we had the special Luke Batty game over at Tybe in maybe March or February last year.
Yeah, February that was.
Yeah.
Earlier in the year. Seems like a lifetime ago now, but
doesn't it?
Yeah, that was a really good night.
Certainly was. Yeah, it was great, and I think it's a good thing for your club. I mean, there were a lot of members of the club, and it was a real nice feel about the place that particular day, as there probably had been all year, because you guys did a pretty good job. Top two sides making the finals. It's that you probably sat back and thought, gee, not a bad season for us.
Yeah, we were really happy with our performances during the year in the first 11, and I guess we'd set early goals for that season to say that we really wanted to make finals, and it was the first season in a decade, I think, that Tybe had made a final series. So we were really happy with that. Obviously, the day didn't go our way in the semi against Seaford. Came against a really good Seaford side, and Ryan McQueen played a fantastic innings. I don't think there was much else the boys could do. So Seaford just played really well. They were a better team in the day, but we were really proud of our guys just getting there. It was a really good effort.
Jack, I know Robbie Hearn pretty well. Obviously, he was at Mornington a few years ago, and obviously he's been at Crib Point and he's been at Hastings, and he's come to your club this year. Tell us about the acquisition of him and how much he's given to the place so far, which may or may not be easy. Considering obviously what's going on, but he's a class bat and a great acquisition for your club.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of last season, we, as a kind of senior committee group and coaching group, set some areas that we wanted to recruit for, one of them being a wicketkeeper. We had kind of fill-in wicketkeepers, I guess, during the year who did their best and did a really good job for us, but we wanted to make sure that we had a really good wicketkeeper in that position in the first 11, and so Rob's name came up and we were able to secure Rob. It's also very handy that he's a pretty good batsman as well. He never had too many batsmen in the first 11, so that was a handy addition. And obviously it's been difficult the start of this season, this pre-season, with everything that's been going on, but I've had a number of conversations with Rob during the pre-season, and it's been really great. He's a great bloke to talk to, and there's no doubt he's just got so much experience that's going to add to our group. So we're really lucky to have Rob on board, and hopefully he makes a big impact for us.
Yeah, you've done well there, and I'm just looking at the figures from last season. Nick Taranto, 487 runs, Michael Edwards, 344 runs, topped it. They pretty much opened for you all year, so I imagine Robbie Hearn may not be opening. He may not break up that partnership. He might have a different batting role, I would think.
Potentially, yeah. I think the idea is to try and have Rob in the top three at least.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just to provide that senior experience at the top of the order there. Rob's played a lot of cricket. He knows how to win games. So just to have someone at the top of the order there who can really stage the foundation, I guess, of an innings is really important. So, I would imagine that Rob will be in that top order.
And Jared White's a very reliable bat. Anthony Craddock came across last season. How did he settle in your view?
And settled in fantastically, I think. The boys just really gelled with him, and he gelled into our group, which was awesome. He was one of the blokes that took the gloves for us for part of the season last year. So he's a very, very versatile player. Does it all, hits lower in the order, can bowl a bit, wicket keep, good fielder. So just a really, again, versatile player to add to any first 11, really. But we were really happy to get him in to our team, and we were happy with his performances, particularly early in the season. He played a couple of really good innings early in the season in the one-dayers, and we look forward to seeing what he can do for us again this season.
Jack, Jason here. Look, we normally get the people from the clubs on and we delve through the stats, and sort of quite often we look at it and we sort of say, oh, look, you seem to be, we go through the top run scorers and and often and think, well, there wasn't enough runs, etc., etc. But looking through the stats for Tyre, like Neil has mentioned, you had 3 or 4 blokes averaging in the 30s. And with the bowling, you had Heath 29 wickets, Mitch 17 wickets, who were at good averages. So statistically, looked fantastic. You added Robbie Hearn. So probably wondering, where you see that next step. I know you were sort of done by a Ryan McQueen special in the semi, but yeah, it's statistically looking pretty good.
Yeah, statistically we were really happy with our results this season. There was probably just a few key moments in the season in games that we just didn't quite do the right things, I guess, on the field. And that kind of resulted in games, losing some games that we potentially should have won. And then, as you said, we got kind of outdone by a really great player. And that's just something I think you gain with experience, Great players do great things in big games, and there's no doubt that Ryan is one of those great players. So hopefully next season we have a little bit more luck. I guess that's all you can hope for in a semi, is you do need a bit of luck, and then our effort just pushes us across the line would be great.
Two other bowlers I want to mention, Sam Holland-Birch and Paul Nelson. I think they both got around the 15-wicket mark and both played 6 games. Now, was that because they were on the verge of first and seconds, or they missed a few during the year? And I reckon one thing you're going to have to do is get that one extra bowler who plays the full season and gets his 20-plus wickets. Yeah,
Paul came back to play, I guess, some more higher-grade cricket last season after having a few seasons playing the lower grades and one-day cricket and stuff like that due to some other commitments. So Paul made the commitment to us last season to say he wants to play higher, but we couldn't just slot him straight out the top. So he went back down the grades and performed really well. He made 102s against Bowen Arring, and then pretty much came in straight after that. So, he's another one of those really, really versatile players. Bowls leg spin, which is completely valuable.
Very handy, yes.
Have a good leg spinner, and from a word from other players in the league, he's got one of the best runners going around, Paul. So he's a great bowler, and Sam is another one. I really rate Sam. I think he's one of the better bowlers in sub-district going around, and I was just looking at the stats this morning, and he's in the top 5 for wickets taken over the last decade at our club. So Sam's another one we're looking to kind of lead that attack in the first 11 for the upcoming season.
When you consider that the promotion of YCW and the and the inclusion of Mount Martha into the comp, that's it's going to like every comp. It's just going to be a really good comp when you consider that there's probably sort of 6 or 7 sides. So the top 6 or 7 were pretty close to the majority apart last year, I guess, if you take out YCW at the top. But the competition itself, like provincial and Peninsula and district, all very good competitions.
All the grades,
it's always a very dangerous time when you have a team come down from district. You don't really know what they're going to be like, and Mount Martha is one of those teams that Tyre really hasn't seen a lot of in the last decade. So we don't really know how they're going to play, and it's very dangerous, I guess, to underestimate a team that's been relegated. There's obviously going to be that drive for them to win games of cricket next season to try and get back up.
And you might get them round one, and which makes it even more of a mystery.
We'll have a few batsmen take the day off at the game at Mount Martha.
Tyre will be the guinea pig, I guess, against Mount Martha if we play them round one. But you're right. Sub-district has a number of strong teams that have been there for a period of time, are all kind of fighting to get out. Carrum Downs, Bonio, Seaford and us, we're all kind of level pegging in sub-district, and Tookarook are another one of those dangerous teams as well that can really turn it on.
And Bellem Park have got a few players back this year too. I think they'll be a bit stronger again this year.
Yeah, I would assume so. Their Facebook is absolutely going off with new recruits every single day, it seems. So, they've got some talent into their side as well, so they'll be dangerous.
After seeing what Ryan McQueen did in the semi-final last year, was there a thought maybe we should go in and get this bloke as well?
Yeah, look, well, the season hasn't started yet, and that doesn't look like it's going to be starting soon. So, Ryan, give me a call if you can come across to the pond. That'd be great, mate.
Yeah, good move.
Make sure you send him out to square leg when there's only one umpire all the time, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to him.
Now, mate, you got Rob Hearn. Any other players returning or any other possible new players to the club?
Yeah, well, we, fortunately, through Rob, we were actually able to secure another player that Rob played with at Hastings a number of years ago. He comes from Heatherdale Cricket Club in the Box Hill Porter district. I cannot say his last name, but his first name is Melis, and he's a Sri Lankan young man who played in the NPCA a number of years ago. He's another leg spin bowler, bats middle order, so he'll be another really handy addition to our team this season. Again, another really versatile and dynamic player in the middle order, and hopefully he'll make a bunch of runs, take a bunch of wickets for us this year as well.
Yeah, middle order bat who can bowl a bit of spin. Very, very, very useful kind of acquisition. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
how's the club? Sorry, mate. How's the club looking in terms of teams, juniors in particular? I know you've pushed hard for that in recent times.
Yeah, junior program is continuing to be really strong, and I guess that's credit to the junior program is looking at how young our first and second 11s are at the moment. We've really kind of bred a good bunch of young blokes that are coming up and playing high-grade senior cricket, which is really, really good for us. It's a really good sign that your junior program is working really well. And we're looking at probably having another 7 teams at least this year.
Gee.
I would imagine that we'll have some other players come back in, considering that football didn't get across the line in playing their season. So I think there'll be some blokes that are itching just to play some competitive sport, and I would imagine that will bring a number of players from the football club over to the cricket club, which will be really good for us.
Mate, it might show you how bored I am. But I was looking at the Shire budget during the week, and I noticed that there's some improvements, some works happening in the Tyab area there. Can you let us know what's happening and if there's any particular time frame there, rooms and
yeah, so the Shire, it's been in negotiation with the Shire probably for over 12 months now to redo the inside of the Bungaroo Reserve Room. They did the extension last season or the season before to redo the change rooms and stuff like that, which is fantastic. And yeah, they're looking at redoing the kitchen and the inside of the rooms this season. So at the moment, we've seen the plans that have been drawn up and committed to, which look awesome. And it's likely that, again, it's kind of hard to say when works are going to go ahead at the moment, considering what's happening, but it's probably likely that they'll go ahead at the end of this season during cricket season, so that will be interesting.
Yes.
But in the long term, it'll definitely be worth it.
Two quick questions, Jack. How many of those sides, that senior sides, will be one day sides? You have 2 or 3, don't you?
We have 2 one-day sides.
Yeah, okay. So you got five 2-day sides. And the other question I have, Hammer, how's he travelling? Because he hurt his shoulder, I think, in the semi last year against Red Hill in the comp that I played down in the B grades. How's he travelling? I know Hammer quite well, and wondering how he's going.
Hammer will love that you're mentioning his name on radio, Bossy. He'll be
$20 fine.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be absolutely frothing that.
Make it double for him, all right?
Hammer's going great. He's a really positive bloke, and he's going great guns. So although the end of the season didn't go the way he wanted it to last year, obviously Red Hill were really dominant in that grade, just unbelievably good. So he had no shame in going out the way that he did. He tried really hard during the year with that team because there was a lot of outs that kind of affects the lower grades more than affects the higher grades. So he battled away trying to get players in like he does, and does a great job captaining that team. So you'll probably see him again down there this year, I would imagine.
So the shoulders all good, yeah?
I would think so, yeah. I haven't seen him. No, I saw him the other week. He seems fine. So
good stuff.
Fantastic. Look, good luck to the Tyre boys, and I know that one of the great men from Tyab in Dougie Dial is putting together some interesting stats for me to start releasing as the season gets closer. So it must be amazing to have someone like Dougie there. He's just got his fingertips on every stat everywhere in the NPCA.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of the things that makes Tyab culture so great is our history and the availability that we have to our history. Having Doug Dial there just makes it so easy to be able to get this information about, where the club came from and where we're going, I guess. So, yeah, it's really good to have Dial. Dougie.
Jack, thanks for your chat. Good luck to the Abbeys.
No worries. Thanks very much, guys.
Yeah, I think they'll be right up there this year. Them and Seaford probably start as two of the favourites.
What about your side, the Boners?
Bonio with Chris King. I think that'll be an extra bit to add addition to their side, batting, bowling especially, and